Hey guys, welcome back to round 2 of the rFactor 1992 Formula 1 World Championship. We are in Mexico for the 1992 Hernandez Rodriguez Grand Prix. We are in Jean Alesi's Ferrari, and last time around in South Africa we managed to get a point after a lot of car failures. A lot of engines exploded at the same time. If you haven't watched part 1, go watch it. It's epic. It's really epic. Anyways, we hope to get a much better finishing position this time around, and we're gonna put in a lot of practice and a lot of qualifying runs. So sit there, sit tight, and enjoy. Moving on to practice, and it was quite dramatic actually, including this massive shunt I had halfway through the practice session. I put the wheels on the curb and it spun me around and speared me into the wall, concrete wall. There's no tire barriers there, and I did ruin my suspension for that round. This is my fastest lap of the entire practice session, which put me in second place right behind Michael Schumacher. As you will see, I'll do a 119.222. Pretty fast lap for this practice session. And one interesting thing to note, if you look at the standings later on, is that people like Nigel Mansell and Riccardo Patrese are nowhere near the top. Nigel Mansell is half a second down, and Riccardo Patrese is a second down on us. And Ayrton Senna all the way in 22nd position. One theory I have is that they all got held up by traffic. This track is pretty small, and there's a lot of traffic, and you should be quite warned. You should be quite careful during qualifying and practices not to get stuck behind traffic. So that concludes the practice sessions, and I'm quite satisfied with the setup work and stuff like that. Put me in second place. I think qualifying will require around a minute 18.5 for pole position. So let's move on to qualifying. And qualifying started off dramatically. As I came over the pits, this Brabham just smashed right into the back of the side pod. And halfway through my first qualifying lap, Ayrton Senna decides to park it right at the apex of the last corner, and I smashed right into the back of him. He was trying to enter the pits, but for some reason entering the pits meant slowing down on the racing line. And as you can see, he slowed so quickly I had no time to react, and I just plowed into the back of him, destroying both our cars and destroying my quali run, the first quali run. It was an epic impact actually. And they put both our cars out of contention for the first half of the qualifying session. Moving on to the second part of the qualifying session, and this is my start of my fastest lap. Around this Paradelta, it's called this final corner. It's an amazing corner. Take it flat out, and we're going to go down the straight. I'm going to start our first qualifying lap, proper qualifying lap, and I'm going to leave the whole lap in for you. Just watch and see how the track is like. Very nice, smooth flowing, fast, and it's actually quite nicely. It's quite nice. I really enjoy driving this track. So stop blabbering and just watch the lap without my commentary. So that 1:18.65 put me in pole position for the race tomorrow, and second pole position in a row, and this time hopefully we can convert it into a victory. Behind me is Gerhard Berger, and the third place is Michael Alboreto, fourth is Michael Schumacher, fifth is Ivan Capelli, and the Giants. Where are the Giants? The Giants are all the way below. 17th position, Ayrton Senna. 12th, Riccardo Patrese, and just below Ayrton Senna in 18th is Nigel Mansell. And what happened to them? And I theorize again that they got held up by traffic. But I have to be careful, I have to be wary. These people are fast and they will come back in the race. They will come back in the race. Mark my words. So we are going to go on with the race. Starting in pole position for the second time in a row. Hopefully get a good getaway. You know, the first race, that was a terrible getaway. As 2 red lights. And go, go, go as the Mexican Grand Prix is underway. And we get a terrible launch. Terrible launch again. And Gerhard Berger and Michael Schumacher overtake me. And they're storming ahead as the cars pile up into turn 1. And I try to brake late as possible, and I managed to keep hold of 3rd position. And later on in the lap, we're moving on, we're close, very close to Michael Schumacher indeed. And we get good traction of this final corner, that corner. And we try to dive bomb, but nope, Michael Schumacher covers it off. And we get a lot of oversteer movements there. And this Paradelta onto the final stretch, into the pit straight, main straight, whatever you call it. And we're in the slipstream of Michael Schumacher. And we're closing him really quickly, closing the gap up, and we get right into the gearbox of both the cars. And I brake really late, incredibly late, and almost crashed into both the cars. And somehow I managed to avoid contact. If you look carefully at the replays now, I might have a slight tap in the rear by Gerhard Berger, but that was about it. And after this, lap after lap after lap, I'm trying to close down Michael Schumacher. And I was less than a second, but as you can see, as it progresses, the gap will increase and increase as Michael Schumacher just turned on his boost pack and just went for it. But I managed to close him up through this middle sector here. This just multiple S's, and I really like this section. It's really flowy and stuff. If you guys know, this year for the Formula 1 Championship, it will be Mexico will be hosting a round of the Grand Prix, and they'll be returning back to this track. Just slightly modified, but I really like to see how these 2015 cars perform around this S's. And trying to close up to Michael Schumacher, closed him up by almost 2 seconds just through that small S section. And through the Paradelta, and I will get a really nice slipstream for this pit straight here. And hopefully I can overtake him. But guess what happens? I lock up, almost crash to the back of him, and he slips away from my grasp again. And after this point, I couldn't catch him up. Really, the 3 seconds, the gap, it increased. Until this one point where we get yellow flag and the safety car, it was deployed. And I was quite curious because going through the replay, nothing happened. But this happened. I see Michael Schumacher parked at the side with his wheel destroyed. And this is what happened. The safety car pops right into the driving line. Michael Schumacher doesn't expect it. Just rams straight into the safety car and wrecks his car. And like, whoa, that was a very nice luck for me, because now I'm right back in first position. Now Gerhard Berger is very stupid here. Why is he running 2x2? This safety car, you don't have to compete for positions. I'm in front, I'm in first position. Why are you insisting on running side by side? I do not know what he's thinking about. Look at that, he just puts his car right beside me. And this is the restart. The safety car peels into the pits, and my Gerhard Berger is still side by side with me. But I get confused because I thought you couldn't overtake the safety car here. So I slowed down, and that led Gerhard Berger and Suzuki to overtake me. And Katayama is just right beside me, almost hurling down, almost going 3 wide through the first corner. And I managed to just keep it in control, keep it composed, not take out anybody, and keep my 3rd place from Yukio Katayama. And as you can see, we will move on to later in the race, and I dive bomb Suzuki, but couldn't get past Gerhard Berger, who blocks me. And this is turning out to be a great battle, but it doesn't last very long as I take him on the outside of this S section. And it was an impressive move, actually. Like, I don't like praising myself, but come on the outside, that's great. But after this, after lap after lap, and after laps and lap, we are going towards, we're going to be in first position. But if you guys notice properly, Riccardo Patrese and Nigel Mansell are in second and third, and that's an impressive comeback from 12th and 22nd. But then they couldn't catch me, and I managed to pull away from them and finish in first position for a first victory in this season. Pole to first. Great result for me and great result for Ferrari. And I think in another lap or two, I think Riccardo Patrese would have caught me. And it was an amazing result. So let's move on to the results itself. We're in first position. Second is Riccardo Patrese. Third is Nigel Mansell. Fourth is Yukio Kadeyama. Fifth is Christian Fittipaldi. And the last points finisher is Thierry Boutsen. Ayrton Senna didn't have a good race at all, finishing all the way down in 13th place. Yep, that's how you say number 13. Right, moving on to the tables. We are going to go for the Drivers' Championship first, and Nigel Mansell leads the Drivers' Championship, 14 points, and I'm in second place, closely, 11 points, and third is Aguri Suzuki, surprise, but he has a difference of 5 points. And moving on to the Constructors, you can see that Williams Renault, of course, leads with 20 points, and I'm in my team. Ferrari is in second place with 11 points, and my teammate hasn't contributed a single point yet for the team. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give a thumbs up, do all the good stuff, subscribe, for more weekly career mode videos. So hope you guys enjoyed. See you next week for round 3 of the 1992 rFactor World Championships. Goodbye.